Hello everyone. If we've met at the Subaru event somewhere in Europe before, I hope you still remember me because, well, this pandemic has been going on for so long, it has been a while since you and I had a chance to meet face to face. If we haven't met yet, I'm David. I'm the spokesperson for Subaru Europe, the European subsidiary of Subaru Corporation in Japan, and I'm truly humbled to represent the hundreds of friends and colleagues readying for the launch of a brand new product. Now, there's someone I really wanted to have with me for this presentation. His name is Ono-san. He's the man who headed the development of this new product on the Subaru side. Headed that in Japan, and unfortunately he couldn't make it. He can't be with us today, but he's very kind, and he just sent us a short message. Ono-san.
I just wanted to say I am very happy you finally received your first Subaru Solterra in Europe. Solterra is a true Subaru, safe, fun, and tough. I hope you guys will enjoy driving it as much as we do. We are already busy with new projects. I will keep you posted. I really hope I can come and see you soon. Take care.
Thank you, Ono-san. Now, you might remember that Subaru and Toyota engaged in a joint project a few years back to build a Subaru BRZ and its twin model, the GT86. May have sounded counterintuitive to some of you at the time, but both Japanese companies had already realized that sometimes, if you want to build something that is truly unique, something you can truly claim to be yours, you're better off sharing resources than working on your own. Now, there are two reasons why we thought we'd arrange a short online presentation. Reason number one, after it was unveiled in Japan and in the US a few weeks ago, requests have been pouring in from all over Europe to confirm that Subaru's first ever full electric SUV was indeed coming to Europe. And when? And if it was, well, to show it. The first unit has just arrived in Europe. It's here. Now, with new potential lockdowns looming, motor shows being cancelled and other challenges around the pandemic, we thought, well, okay, we'd give you a first virtual on-screen preview of our new car. Reason number two, you asked if a Subaru without a boxer engine could qualify as a true Subaru. And we thought that was a great question. I'll be addressing that question in a minute, but first, I'd like to give you a quick walk around of the model, if that's okay. Now, the fourth SUV we'll be adding to our European lineup is a zero-emission SUV. It will be called Solterra. It's coined after two Latin words, sol for sun and terra for earth, which Subaru intends to keep driving on responsibly, making use of new alternative technologies. As you'll know, there are various new alternatives being explored, and full electric is the one the Solterra will come equipped with. Looking at the exterior, our Solterra is similar in size to our Subaru Forester, slightly lower, slightly longer and wider. It has a longer wheelbase. You see how the wheels have been pushed far apart against fairly short overhangs front and rear. It's built on Subaru's dynamic and solid and bolder design philosophy, where function fuses with design, but function always comes first. It has a front and a rear styling that is unique and specific to Subaru. It is shown here with a two-tone body color, also unique to Subaru. The front retains Subaru's iconic hexagon grille, the Subaru C-shaped front lights that include Subaru's first multiple projector LED headlamps. It has intakes on each side of the front bumper, which aren't there for show. They do contribute to the car's on-road performance. On the side, it has fairly assertive-looking fenders that flare outwards to assert the Solterra's go-anywhere capability. It comes with large 20-inch wheels at both ends of a flowing line and press lines that express the brand's new direction in vehicle engineering. The rear also feature design elements that are unique to the Solterra, such as the LED C-shaped lamps in a design that stands out. There's a ducktail-like spoiler sitting at the bottom of the steeply inclined tailgate window, and on top, a set of twin spoilers to help manage airflow and improve performance together with the flat underbody. These aerodynamic features all optimize airflow. They reduce disturbance and noise. You know, when you're sitting in a car that runs without an engine, well, it tends to be quiet, doesn't it? And the last thing you want is to have wind noise spoil that quietness. So these aren't simply nice-to-have design elements. All of them do perform very specific functions. Inside the car, designers created an open, relaxing, uncluttered space. Meters have been raised for easy visibility, and the instrument panel has been lowered for openness. The center console connects naturally with the 12.3-inch center display. They've minimized the number of switches. They've tried to keep things fairly, well, let's say, as intuitive as possible. The Solterra comes equipped with Harman Kardon premium audio that's exclusive to the Subaru version. There are other details about the interior we'll give you later. Above your head, there's a large glass roof that accentuates that feeling of nice spaciousness. There's plenty of space to sit in the rear. There's no cumbersome tunnel in the middle. There's more space for your feet and your legs. We'll have a quick look at the trunk later. It's got 464 litres of loading capacity. There's space for 3 large suitcases, 4 golf bags or similarly large items. You've got hooks and rings to make sure your luggage doesn't fly around when you drive. If you've put down the rear seats, you can slide in a bike or one of those long and heavy boxes from that famous furniture shop. There's many more I could be telling you about the package itself. We'll come back to you with more information, but for now, hopefully, this short walk around has given you a first glimpse, a first sense of what is coming with the Solterra. This is still December 2021. The car will reach our dealers sometime mid-year next year. Rest assured, we'll get back to you with more information. And by the way, while I'm at it, just wanted to say that all the target figures will be confirmed and homologated by then. But for now, let me address a question many of you have been raising, because I think it's a central one. Subaru is known around the world as a niche producer of all-wheel drive SUV cars powered by boxer engines or flat engines. Now, the question is this: how does a car without a boxer engine possibly qualify as a Subaru? Where exactly is that Subaru-ness? Where is that SUV-ness? What makes the all-electric Solterra a true Subaru? That's a great question. But to answer it, you first have to clarify what it is that makes Subaru a Subaru in the first place, right? Define what Subaru is, and you'll decide if Solterra can qualify as one. We always thought the best, most direct way to get a useful answer to that question is to ask Subaru drivers. They'll get straight to the point. To put it in their words, to qualify as a true Subaru, any new car must tick 3 boxes. It's got to be safe, fun, and tough. Sounds like variation on the same theme, doesn't it? But let me assure you that Subaru drivers know exactly what they mean by that. About safe. Net zero emissions, they're on everyone's agenda. The Solterra is a zero-emission car. You figured this one out. But Solterra is also about, I was tempted to say mainly about, Subaru's unflagging efforts to reach one objective that has been central to the brand for over 30 years. It is to zero the number of deaths resulting from road accidents by 2030. This relentless pursuit of all-round safety is a direct response to what our customers have told us they value the most. See, to qualify as a Subaru, regardless of its size, its shape and fuel type, any new Subaru we present to our buyers must have them tick that safe box. And so far, all our SUVs have done that. They're all equipped with a safety system called EyeSight. Has been developed and refined over 3 decades. What it does, to keep things simple, is add an extra pair of eyes to the driver and an extra foot on the brakes. It has proven to reduce the number of accidents by a significant margin, and it has received accolades from safety rating institutes in Europe and around the world. Subaru SUVs, they also come equipped with a driver monitoring system that has face recognition technology and snooze control. It won't let you look at anything but the road. Won't let you keep your eyes closed for too long, let alone fall asleep while you're driving. Now, does the Solterra have that? Can it tick that safe box? Well, yes, we think it will. We think it does, because it comes equipped with a new safety package, the Subaru Safety Sense, that includes the functions I just described, but it also covers all-round safety in an even greater range of situations. For instance, it includes a safe exit assist system. The system is a system that will warn you if there's a vehicle coming from the rear when you're trying to open the door and exit your car. It will ask you to wait until the hazard is cleared before you open your door. It also comes equipped with an automatic reverse braking system that will detect and warn you if there's a vehicle or a pedestrian behind your car as you reverse, and it will brake to limit the risk of you colliding with them. There are enough ultrasonic sensors and view cameras dotted around the Solterra to perform all these functions, to give you, say, a 360-degree bird's-eye view of your car, to monitor space around it, and to help keep everyone safe both inside and outside your car. Now, electrifying a Subaru to full electric means we had to address other new safety areas. Adding batteries to a car adds weight to a car. And the heavier the car, the more damage it can cause to the vehicle it collides with. That's pure physics. Now, engineers factored this in when creating the Subaru e-platform that houses and protects the electric equipment and the electric powertrain. They engineered it in a way that not only allows batteries to be stored safely in the underfloor, they utilize the batteries to make the framework stiffer and stronger. And as a result, the Solterra rides on a platform that is 1.2 times stiffer and more rigid than the platform used on our petrol and hybrid SUVs. It had to, because the car's heavier. In the event of a collision, the impact energy is channeled via a multi-load path that deflects it from the area where the electric components are located. Occupants are protected by a body structure with lateral rigidity that is 200% stronger than it is on our other SUVs. The Solterra is also safe for those outside the car. It features strategic crumple zones. To put it simply, the structure is built in a way that is stiffer in places and flexible in other key areas, so that it can absorb impact energy and minimize damage to the objects it collides with. To give you one example, the energy absorption zone in the front of the Solterra is larger than it is on other Subarus, and it is designed according to the specific shape of a human leg to limit the damage to pedestrians from the waist down to the lower leg, which is typically the first part of the body exposed during that type of accident. Our Solterra was built to protect those sitting inside the car and those outside it, whether they drive, they cycle, or they walk. Focus was also on keeping the batteries safe. If a Solterra crashes, the fail-safe function will instantly cut off all power coming from the batteries, and another system will kick in to discharge any remaining voltage from the high voltage parts. Solterra is meeting safety regulations for electric vehicles, of course, but it ambitions to do so with that little extra comfortable safety margin. And for all these reasons, we think it will get our drivers tick that safe box. About fun now. Our Subaru drivers tell us the second box a SUV must tick to join the Subaru stable is fun. Now, granted, fun can mean loads of different things, we know that, but this is where our drivers start to get very specific. To them, fun means sporty but practical, fast and agile but family-friendly, swift and nimble but comfortable. They want a stable ride, all-wheel drive road hugging, but light and precise handling. They want driving thrills, but no nonsense. They want a sporty package, but it has to come with the mature, everyday functionality of a Swiss knife. They want very responsible, but very quick and responsive. They're demanding. And to be fair, we got them used to that. They learned to love the high displacement, powerful turbo models we used to have. And they had to learn to unlove them because, well, the world changed. European regulations changed, emission rules changed, and it often meant they had to keep on loving their Subarus for reasons other than quick acceleration and sporty driving thrills. And they did. But so that means they had to sort of untick that quick and powerful element that they used to associate with Subaru fun. Well, our Solterra might just have them tick that fun power box with a bigger smile. We think they will like the fact that the Solterra is powered by two independent 80 kilowatt electric motors, one on each axle, front and rear, to deliver an output of 160 kilowatts, 335 Newton meter of torque. They will love the fact that it goes from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 7.4 seconds, from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 7.6 seconds. Okay, this is not the WRX STI, stage-like, rocket-fast acceleration, but it's not bad. It's faster than the acceleration you get in a 20 model year Subaru BRZ. It's faster than on the 20 model year BRZ 80 that I drove to work this morning. It is 3.1 seconds faster than the current XV Boxer, 4.2 seconds quicker than the Forester e-Boxer hybrid. Because they associate fun with responsive power, our Subaru drivers will enjoy that quick, instant, linear acceleration. There's just more of it in the Solterra because, well, it's electric. Subaru drivers like driving for the sake of driving. And they like the idea of owning something a little bit different. We think they will love some of the driving functions of the Solterra, and they will like the fact that they are exclusive to the Subaru model. For example, it's got 3 different drive modes: Eco, Normal, Power. It has paddle shifts for quick, dynamic regeneration of braking energy, useful and fun when driving on smooth, winding roads or on unstable conditions. They will like the fact that the Solterra has got shock absorbers and steering settings exclusive to Subaru. They will also like other functions the Solterra shares with its twin version, like the S pedal, the one-pedal drive whereby they can accelerate and brake simply by depressing and releasing the axle pedal. Because of the way they live and because of their tendency to sort of load their cars with all sorts of stuff, whether it be DIY equipment or sports outdoor equipment, we think they will like the functionality of the car, particularly the way storage space is arranged both inside the cabin and back in the trunk. For all these reasons, we think our drivers will tick that Subaru fun box. Lastly, the third box our drivers say they must be able to tick is toughness. Now, tough is a word our drivers use a lot when we ask them to define what makes Subaru a Subaru. It's got to be tough enough to challenge the toughest of roads in any weather condition, and durable enough to resist the test of time. Now, challenging the elements with confidence and peace of mind is what we think any true SUV should do. As is the case with our Outback, our Forester, and our XV, our Subaru Solterra was engineered to function as a true SUV, not just to look like one. Ask Subaru engineers to describe what makes our Solterra a true SUV, and you'll get the same answer. It's a true Subaru because it has got our Subaru all-wheel drive. Our customers want all-wheel drive. They also got used to our symmetrical all-wheel drive technology, and they understand the benefits of a permanent all-wheel drive system. On the Subaru version specifically, the all-wheel drive system is a permanent one, with both front and rear motors engaging the 4 wheels permanently and immediately as the car starts moving. Our Solterra will launch in Europe fitted with that permanent all-wheel drive system as the only standard offering. It also comes with an upgraded version of our X-Mode system. With X-Mode, you don't have to be an off-road expert. You just press a button and you can start navigating easily through stretches of deep mud, snow. You'll drive up a steep, slippery slope without the risk of sliding off it. And you'll drive down steep inclines without having to touch neither the axle nor the brake pedal. You'll just keep your hands on the steering wheel and let the car handle the tricky part for you. Now, Solterra's got that, like other Subaru SUVs. But it adds a new grip control function to it. You see, it's taking full advantage of the ideal power distribution of its two independent motors to increase grip control. It's got lower center of gravity height than, say, our Forester, but it retains comfortable ground clearance. Now, to tick the tough box and qualify as a true Subaru, our drivers will also expect their Solterra to resist the test of time, just as their previous or current Subaru is doing. Did you know that 97% of all the Subarus registered in the last 10 years are still driving around Europe? And it is not uncommon for our drivers to post pictures of their odometer reaching close to 1 million kilometers. Their expectations are pretty high, and they should be. Because whether that is expressed in years of ownership, or in miles, or in kilometers, Subaru are expected to go the distance. Now, at this point, talking about going the distance, you'll probably be asking yourself, okay, what's the cruising range on a full charge? Well, I'll come to that in a second. But there's another question we think has equal, if not superior relevance to that, at least to our customers. It is how long the batteries themselves will last. As you've experienced with your smartphone, the older the battery gets, the quicker it will lose power. Batteries do degrade over time. But because our customers tend to keep their cars for such a long time, it was important to us that batteries offered the longest possible retention capacity. The Solterra batteries should keep 90% of their capacity for a period of 10 years, an information which we think is brilliantly on point. As regards the actual cruising range, and as it is the case with conventional engines, power consumption is affected by a number of factors. Any cruising value you're given for a full tank or a full charge means very little if you ignore these factors. How much power you need depends on how you use that power and what you use it for. Take heating and cooling, for example. It can drain a lot of power. In the Solterra, energy loss is minimized as it uses a heat pump for direct heating to the driver, seat heating and steering wheel heating and so on. But it's simply the system makes it less likely for temperature differences outside the car to affect the temperature inside the car. The energy you can save on heating is energy you can save for driving further. Now, the Solterra's cruising distance shouldn't be too far from the 400-kilometer mark on one single charge. We'll, of course, be waiting for all these values to be homologated. But just for your reference, Forester owners have told us that they drive a daily average of about 50 kilometers. That's their daily average. It's an average figure. Some will drive more, some will drive less, of course. But we think that the cruising distance we offer is competitive. And most importantly, it meets our drivers' needs and expectations. They will be able to control many of the car's values, including the battery charge level, the remaining cruising distance available, etc., with total peace of mind, and do so remotely through a Subaru Care app they will download on their smartphones. Our customers will be able to charge to 80% capacity in 30 minutes on a quick charger, or simply plug in a regular socket overnight, sleep on both ears, and wake up in the morning to a fully charged, safe, fun, and tough 100% true Subaru. Well, we hope this was useful, and on behalf of all the Subaru team, all I wanted to say really is thank you very much for watching. Stay safe.
Subaru.